In today's episode of Fixing Mercedes, we will be replacing the ride height sensor on a 2010 Mercedes Benz E550. This is the W212 body with the M273 engine and the 7.2 2.9 transmission. A few days back, we started having issues with the suspension, showing malfunction signs in the dash and lowering the ride height. Since this was an intermittent issue, we decided to scan it using our Autel scanning tool and software. By doing so, we found out that the front left sensor was sending a voltage signal out of the range. And the ride height was read at a way higher number. This reading coincided with the same reading that not having such sensor would produce. I proceeded to jack it up in preparation. Then I removed the front left wheel to gain access to the sensor. I used an impact gun and a 17mm socket. With the wheel removed, you can now see the sensor. You will need a Torx 20 to remove it from the bracket. These screws use blue Loctite, so they will be hard. Perhaps using a ratchet with a Torx 20 bit might be easier. Go ahead and remove the clip that secures the wiring harness to the bracket. Proceed to separate the sensor from the link that connects it to the control arm. I used a 3/8 open wrench to hold the bolt and a 10mm ratcheting wrench for the nut. Since the sensor is located behind the suspension and brake rotor, access is limited. This meant that I couldn't get a good grip with my fingers and used the wrench pretty much all the way. You might need to hold the nut with your thumb, as is not hard enough to activate the ratchet. To disconnect the wiring harness, simply pinch the tabs on the sides and wiggle the connector out. This might be hard as it's been connected for quite a few years. For the new sensor, we sourced this from our friends at fcpeuro.com. The part is made by Arnett with the number being RH3713. This sensor will fit several vehicles. Despite being marked as right side, this part works for left and right on at least this model. There is no specific left or right, just front or back. A visual comparison shows that the original Mercedes part and the aftermarket one are pretty similar to each other. The connectors on them are identical as the length of the actuating arms. I used dielectric grease on the connectors to avoid moisture issues and make it easier to remove for the next guy, if need be. Connect the wiring harness to the sensor until you can hear a faint click. From there on is pretty much the same steps we did, but in reverse order. Install the plastic anchor into the bracket. This will secure the wiring from flapping around while driving. Secure the sensor on the mounting bracket using the 2 Torx 20 screws we previously removed. Note that these had been installed with blue thread locker or Loctite. I tried searching for torque specs, but I could find any. Please use common sense when tightening these delicate parts. You don't want them too loose that they might fall, but don't damage them either on installation. Perhaps this is why thread locker was used. Connect the control arm link to the actuator arm of the sensor and tight in the same manner that it was disconnected. Once again, there were no torque specs that I could find. I guess we'll use the German specs, Guten Tag. Install the wheel and torque to 110 Nm or 81 pound-foot. Lower the car and test drive it. After a 15-minute test drive, we noticed that the malfunction sign on the dash vanished. We also read the values again using our scanner. We can appreciate on the images that the ride height came back to range. And the voltage of the sensors were also within range. Lastly, we can see that the fault code is now stored instead of active. Thank you very much for watching. If you found this video useful or entertaining, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel and activate notifications for more content similar to this. Until our next episode in the Deutsche Parkhaus. Goodbye.